Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is the next in the series of Lowish Viable Team Force Moon Edition Challenge Tier 2. So this strategy has been around on Reddit and YouTube for the last couple times this event has gone on. What this video series is about showing how to beat these events with lower gear, lower requirements. So the whole mission statement of this channel is doing more with less. A lot of the other bigger channels are showing you how a maxed out team is going to be able to handle things. If you're free to play, if you play like I do, you're not going to be able to accomplish those things on the same timeline as a lot of those other players. So I am here to help you out and show you how I'm accomplishing these same milestones with a little bit less. So the only character I modded differently than I normally have them modded is IG-100. It's really important to get his health and protection above 130,000. Other than that, I left the mods the same on the rest of my characters. So here's the speeds where I've got them at. I'm going to be playing through this video. I've got 2 cards of strategy information that I'm going to talk through. Once I'm done talking, I'm going to let the video play out through the end. And we're going to be playing this through this video on accelerated speed as I talk over it. So the basics of the strategy is fast mods on everyone. You want Thrawn B1 going as much as possible so you can get the stacks up on B1 as high as possible. Use Thrawn to swap with B1. Use Thrawn's maneuverability to speed up the cooldowns. It gives him 50% turn meter. You want to use Illuminated Destiny as much as you can up until you get to wave 4. We'll talk about that when we get to wave 4. And then with IG-100, you want him fast because you can see that these Ewok scouts are doing a lot of damage. If IG-100 isn't fast, he's not going to be able to get the defense up event ability, and there's a big RNG component where these scouts could go after somebody else if IG-100 doesn't have the taunt up. So you want him going and taking turns to make sure he's taunting. That event ability also lasts 2 turns. So I like to use it as much as possible. I like to also use it on B2 or BB8 if they don't have a better turn to take. My IG-100 has the Zeta, which I find does help a lot in this event. Buffs aren't really an issue, with B2 always dispelling and putting buff immunity down, which means IG-100 is able to constantly spam that second ability, put stuns onto the field, and really control the turn meter and the environment on the bears. So the big strategy here is the scouts are the big danger. You can slow play the other portions of the event. Like right now you can see I'm slow playing these last 3 bears where I'm moving the damage around, going after the stronger characters, leaving the weaker guys on the field so that B1 can take more turns before the wave ends, because I'm trying to get as many stacks as possible on that B1. I believe I finish this wave with about 152 or so. But going into the next phase, you see IG-100 has full turn meter. I want to make sure that IG-100 goes before those scouts do in this phase, because you'll see how much damage each of these hits take and how they started with so much turn meter. Without that event ability up, they could have taken him out because he's not that highly geared. So that same rule applies to wave 5. There's a lot of these scouts in wave 2 and wave 5, and they do a lot of damage. So going into each of these phases, you want to load your turn meter on IG-100 and use that event ability, because And you can use that event ability a turn or two early with IG-100 since it lasts 2 turns. With Ewok Elder, I like to keep him alive so that he has a chance to revive someone, and that way you can get a few more turns from B1. It's not really an issue if the scouts are revived, since they're revived with so little health that B1 is able to handle. But you can see every turn I take, I'm going after scout first. So wave 3, one of the big things you want to do here is reset all your cooldowns on all your special abilities, and Illuminated Destiny, you want to make sure it's ready to go going into wave 4. Here again, just spreading the damage around. Elder is going to be taken out, but I've been able to take my time and get as many stacks on B1 as possible. I think he's going to go into the next phase closer to 250 stacks. Pretty soon here you're going to see with BB-8, I'm not going to use Illuminated Destiny. It's because it has to be ready to go going into the next phase in case the turn meter isn't ready on Thrawn to get that fracture onto Tebow right away. You see there I chose the event ability. I have defense up. It's going to be already applied going into the next phase. And that is critical because you're going to see Tebow take a big hit right there. And because I had that defense up and I remodded IG-100, he was able to take that hit. So pulling back this strategy with wave 4, I'm not going to be spending too much time attacking these elders unless they had turn meter. And I can stun them with IG-100. Otherwise, I'm throwing all of the damage onto Tebow. B1 is going to be able to slowly erode away at the health of Elder through B1's AoE. When you have Fracture on Tebow, don't do Illuminated Destiny or you're going to remove that Fracture before you have another Fracture ready to go. You see right there, I skip using the Illuminated Destiny. We're going to finish up this phase, then I'm going to talk about the beginning of Wave 5. The last note here on my notes for the strategy, I say Paploo first. What I really mean by that is Fracture Paploo. You want to go for Elder first. But it doesn't really matter that much just because B1 is able to do so much damage, you're just going to take them all out. But the reason I like to Fracture Paploo is so that I can make sure he can't dispel the taunt on IG-100. So I had turn meter, the defense up, ready to go on IG-100, and you can see how many hits are coming in at IG-100. Magna Guard is taking a ton of hits, and if you didn't have the turn meter ready to go to get the taunt up, or you didn't have the defense up, these scouts would be able to target anyone they want, or they would take IG-100 out. Like, this phase can be brutal if you in terms of the RNG if you don't have things ready to go. So at this gear level, even I had to replay it a couple of times in order to make sure that the turn meter was working out right for me moving into that phase. So the last couple notes are to take out these scouts as quickly as possible because they're the damage dealers. Otherwise, in wave 7, I'm going to be treating it the same as wave 3, just trying to reset my cooldowns so that going into wave 8, I'm ready to go and do what damage I can do. So the rest of this video is going to play out. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this where I break down how to beat milestones in this game at lower gear with lower requirements. It's one of the big emphasis of this channel. Thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other.